Yo, welcome back guys. This is how to sing scales correctly. If you want deep singing knowledge that you'll get nowhere else, subscribe, pound that thumbs up, let's go. Right, so I've covered these ideas in several other videos in the past, but I wanted to just lay out, this is how you do it. This is what I'm listening out for. If you break these rules, it's wrong. If you follow these rules, you're going to improve. So there are 3 golden rules to singing scales that cannot be broken, at least if you want to get better and you want to understand your voice. Consistent volume, consistent quality, and consistent vowel. These 3, you have to abide by them. Regardless of the exercise, these 3 are the core things that you have to get good with. You have to understand and see nuance around, yeah? Now, we can get one of these problems in isolation, but we can also combine them and they interact in various ways. If one changes as well, typically the other 2 are going to start to drift. So we see a relationship between problems. It's not just one thing. Sometimes it's just one thing. Sometimes it's just the vowels changing. Other times it's the vowels changing and the volume's going up, or it's the vowels changing and the quality of the sound is also changing, or the quality's changing and the volume's going up. Whatever it is, they tend to clash and interact with each other typically. Whereas if they're all stable, they tend to just sit there. So typically this problem starts in the mid-range and people don't notice it. And so as they get up higher into the bridge, they come into problems. And that's when you get this kind of, I can sing everything up to the F or the F sharp, but I can't sing any higher. Why is that? Normally, the problem started lower down and they just didn't realize it. So let's just take a simple scale, a mum, and we will test it. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. It seems very simple, but you would be surprised how few singers are able to navigate that mid-range and keep those rules in check. So what happens when we see problems? This is what typically happens. You might have mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. You might have something as simple as that to start with. Somebody's leaving with their bike. What changed? The volume didn't really change. The quality of the sound was consistent. But we had this shift in the vowel. Mum, 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 mum. We had ma, 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 not ma, ma, ma. So address it early. Mum, 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 mum. Yeah, and then we fix it. Mum, 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 mum. Now once that one's fixed, we go up to the next one. We might find the same thing again. Mum, 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 mum. Okay, the vowel's changing. Keep it on ma. Mum, 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 mum. Now what happens if the quality changes? We might have a consistent vowel. Mum, 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 mum. But the quality's light at the top and it's a little bit heavier on the bottom. There are different ways you could solve this. You could lighten up the bottom. Mum, 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 mum. Mum, 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 mum. Or you could thicken up the top. Mum, 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 mum. But you've got to find a consistent quality. Now the other one is the volume. Maybe it's going mum, 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 mum. In that scenario, you've got to take some pressure off the top. It's getting too heavy, too thick. That horizontal adjustment, and this is bird's eye view looking down at your vocal cords, this horizontal adjustment, if we squeeze on that harder at the top, we're going to have to compensate for that extra squeeze by pushing some more air through and it's going to be louder. In order to adjust the pitch, you do not need to make any adjustments to this horizontal closure. And what I mean by that is this: if I go ha ha, and then I go yeah, you can hear one's open, one's closed, one's squeezed, one's not so squeezed. That horizontal action needs to stay consistent through the range. So when we have a change in volume or a change in quality, typically it is this horizontal adjustment that's getting involved when it doesn't need to. So set the sound, set the shape, set the volume, set the quality, take it through the exercise and don't allow it to change. Start listening to yourself and recording yourself. It can be very subtle. You can have things like something like that. Yeah, you think, well, it sounds kind of okay. It's different though. At the top, we had a vowel drift towards rather than It's going to pull chest if that happens. If we have it's more consistent. It's a big grey area, yeah? The difference between vowels, if I go and you can hear it. But if I go you can hear that there's a lot of a kind of spectrum between those two shapes. This is where the singer gets in trouble because they're kind of ish, but they kind of drift a little bit more towards They kind of drift off the vowel a little bit, and it can just sneak in a little tiny bit, and so they don't see it. But each scale they go up, it drifts a little bit more. Before they know it, they're singing wide, and they're having to reach, and they'll hit that glass ceiling. Think about these 3 golden rules, yeah? Think about how they might be interacting and combining. We might have this. That is an increase in volume and a warp in the vowel. We might have that is a change in quality and a change in the vowel. So there are different ways these can interact, but we've got to try and fix them one thing at a time. So you might find at first, in order to get the vowel right, you actually have to let the quality be compromised. So you might find this. You might find you're reaching. You find you're reaching. Okay, don't reach. Keep it on ma. You might find the quality then changes. So you're like, okay, so now if I keep the vowel right, the quality changes. So I'm still breaking rules. Yeah, but if you get that vowel correct, you'll find quite easily, you can just add a little bit of that horizontal squeeze, and it will connect for you. It's much easier to find pressure and connection when the sound is free and you're on the right shape. So the first thing is, if that vowel is widening at all, address it. If the other variables get compromised, if it gets a bit quiet on top, it gets a bit disconnected on top, it's fine for now. Come back to that and try and fix that on your second or third time round. In order to fix one thing, sometimes we've got to just let some compromises happen to then come round and fix something else and get the form overall better to where we have consistent vowel, consistent quality, consistent volume. Once you've got those 3 things in order, pick a scale. Who cares? Doesn't really matter at that point because you will have a balanced voice. If you can keep those 3 rules in check and in control, the scale doesn't matter anymore. You sing whatever you like. Most singers can't do that. So test yourself, record yourself, check yourself. Leave the ego at the door and do some simple tests in your mid-range. Ask yourself, Can I keep that vowel the same? Can I keep it nice and pure? Can I keep the volume in check? Can I keep the quality relatively consistent? If you can answer yes to all three of those questions, your voice is going to connect. I guarantee you. So guys, let me know in the comments below, how have you found the best way to connect your voice? Did these rules have some relevance for you? Did you feel like you found it in another way? Let me know. Give me some information down there. And as always, thumbs up if you like this video. Subscribe if you want deep singing knowledge you'll get nowhere else. And I'll see you tomorrow or the next day, whenever I put something up. I'll see you in a bit, guys. Take care. Bye. 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 Bye.